What's up, gas rats? As you can see, I have the perfect shirt on for the occasion here. I was left unsupervised, so when this motor turns over and it sounds funny, I was left unsupervised.
So what are we doing today?
We are changing out the flywheel because I got a 6.0 flywheel from Steph and it had the spacer on it, but our torque converter wasn't lining up quite right. It wasn't sinking all the way in.
Yeah.
So when we bolted them together, it would pull the flex plate to it, or the flywheel to it. So we got another one from some good friends that we bought for toilet paper.
Yes, trade for toilet paper.
So we're gonna try
for toilet paper.
Yeah. And we're gonna try now to see if these two things will stick together. And if that's the case, we'll bolt everything together and stiffen up the motor mounts with some really cool 3-inch cutouts we just got from the metal shop. We're just gonna put them in the corners and make everything
just kind of box it in and reinforce it a little bit.
Yeah, a little tougher, and then see how it goes from there. See if we can get this all together.
Let's go do it. Alright, so this is the first flywheel that we picked up. This is the flat one. There's nothing wrong with it other than it's a little hard to see in this video, but there was definitely a warp in this flywheel. So we decided just to scratch this one for now. We'll make that scrap metal. And Blake is over here. So this is the new flywheel. This is the, I guess you want to call it the concave one?
Yeah, so I think this is what's considered the original 5.3 flywheel.
Okay, that's right.
And our buddy Steph let us borrow that 601, and we thought with this torque converter and the spacer that comes on that we would have clearance, but it wasn't. It wasn't deep enough. Our torque converter outer ring, so it was only seated like halfway. Yeah. So hopefully with the 5.3 one and then crankshaft spacer, that'll sit in there and give us just enough lift
and there's clearance and lift for the pilot to sit in there.
Yeah. So last time it was sitting just like millimeters away, but it was every time when we bolted it together, it would pull the flex plate.
Flex it actually.
Or flywheel.
Actually bend it. Yep.
Yeah. So I think with that set up,
let's do it.
Yeah, we'll see what it looks like. See if it works.
Alright, so one of the other things we're getting into today is this is the Turbo 350. Obviously it's flipped upside down. The reason for that is that we pulled the pan off so that we can remove this kickdown lever, and then we have a block off plate that we're putting on there. So basically just deleting that, sealing it so that it doesn't leak, because that was kind of a common problem. But we'll get that all sealed up. But for the most part it looks pretty good. So we've got our oil pan over there, drying, put some fresh paint on it, and that's it for now. So that's just the tube for the kickdown plate.
That was the old one, they just cut it off. Before Will did probably. And all we need to do is take it out.
Yeah, so you just remove that little lever right there. You can just cut it, or push this back and get it out.
Or this whole thing comes out. There's probably guys out there watching us like, what the heck are they doing?
Yeah. Don't need that.
So I think that is all the kickdown assembly.
Yeah, that was just the actuator, which put the pressure on that little thing there and helped it kick down. But we have this
ICT billet.
ICT billet.
They made everything affordable for this.
God, they did make everything affordable.
20.
For
What is this? Like $20 and
or less,
a
right?
whole bunch. Yeah, it's probably less than that. There's
Can you
a whole
open
bunch
that?
of
Sure.
stuff. Yeah. Do the old-fashioned.
Old-fashioned one. Yeah, there you go. Oh.
Get Corona all over you.
Oh.
And I always love ICT stuff because they always give you hardware.
Let's take a look. Oh, that's pretty nice. Super simple little O-ring on there. It actually slides into the transmission to seal it. One little screw to hold it, and that's really basically just a block-off plate. So we'll get that installed, and we'll get the oil pan on, flip it over, and pretty simple.
They make it a 10 now? They did, because they're smart people. This or something like that.
I don't know, but once we're in here, we're just going to replace the filter, new gasket, and we're good to go.
Yeah.
Let's get that done, dude. Alright, so with any projects there's always hiccups. But anyway, there's always hiccups. But we got the new gasket on. This is all dialed in, just kind of drying. The new block plates on there. Over to the Jeep.
Yeah, so I thought the original Jeep steering pump would fit, but it's a GM one, but it's clocked at a different angle, so it's not going to fit.
It doesn't quite mount up.
So I got the lines all.
So these are from the LS, right?
This is from the donor motor.
The donor motor, okay.
And
you got the lines all down.
These are the lines that were on the Jeep, and they just happen to fit. Yeah.
So that's kind of nice.
So a little fancy hose clamp work. And
that'll work, dude.
I think that's the high pressure line, and it's just a return, so the return will be fine. But with that, that'll be ready to go. We get the front drive together, bolt the motor to the trans, and hope with the spacer kit and everything that it's all going to line up the way we want it to.
So we're ready to mount this to. We don't need to mount it because we know it's going to fit.
We know it's going to fit.
So it'll fit the bracket motor, from the donor motor. Okay, cool. So I think next we are back over to the garage. It's got a few pieces drying there.
Yeah.
But let's get this torque converter, flex plate, get that all dialed in and try that.
Yeah, we'll attach the flex plate and then...
Yeah, let's do a little fitment on that.
See how it goes.
Alright, so we finally got this figured out, we think. Blake is installing a little red Loctite on there. We'll get these snugged and then we'll go through the torque sequence. Make sure this thing is ready to go. Do you remember what the torque sequence was?
The first one's 15, then 37, and then 74.
15, 37, 74?
Yeah, so we're going to set this up for 15. Which... And I'm assuming you just do a star pattern. Don't listen to us, but you just do a star pattern like
That's right.
like a tire. So. And I'm gonna do this so that it doesn't turn on me. That's probably not the right way to do it, but it's the way to do it.
Did you guys hear that? It's not the right way, but the way to do it. Like you said earlier,
it's not the right way to do it, but
it's not the right. It's not the right way to do it, but it's the way to do it. There you go.
That one makes a much better sound.
Yeah. That's a lot more torque though. Like you said, those are all torqued down. There is the converter with the spacer. Where'd that spacer come from?
Another ICT billets.
So yeah. So this is the spacer that we had to buy so that the pilot lines up inside of the flex plate there. So let's get this thing finally mounted, man. Alright, so we finally got the transmission turbo 350 mounted. Now we're on to messing with this bracket. What do we have to do here?
So, long story short, because of this whole thing going on, I don't want to spend unnecessary money. So what we're going to do is just run the stock 5.3 bracketry, the stuff that comes off the truck.
Yeah.
And what you have to do if you want to run that car intake is you got to end up cutting off where the pulley used to be. It used to sit right here. Your idler pulley, not your tensioner, but your idler used to sit right here. So cut that off.
So you lock these two pieces off here.
Exactly. It has a big chunk, and then ICT billet sells a relocation kit. So it'll mount in these two holes. And then it puts the pulley right about here. So it'll come around, come down, wrap around the power steering, come back around, wrap around the alternator, come back to the tensioner. And it keeps it all out of the way, so...
do we have the bolts bolt this thing up?
I think we do somewhere.
Let's bolt this up and see what it looks like. Alright guys, so things are coming along pretty well. This is... let's see here. So Blake is screwing in the new bracket from
ICT.
ICT.
Link
so,
on page.
This would normally sit up here,
yeah, right.
Somewhere in this general area. But like I said, we chopped this off here. This new bracket. We'll actually put this. Screw it in real quick. Puts it in a new position. So we got clearance here. I think it's looking pretty good. You like it?
Yeah, it's looking better than I've expected. Well, yeah. the ICT pulley kit is like $200, and
Yeah.
this is $10, and
Yeah.
we could get it on the road sooner. So that's really what matters.
Road sooner, that's right. So we'll keep plugging away here. Next, we're going to tackle putting on the water pump that's down there, and we're making some good progress. All right, y'all. So there is a lot going on with this Jeep today. Right now, Blake is underneath. He's kind of boxing in some welds from the transmission cross member. So he's underneath there doing that. I'm kind of working on the water pump here, but I'll give you a peek what he's up to. Hi, how's it going down there?
You want to show my
Oh yeah.
The learning welds?
Show them what you're doing.
Okay. Let's see if we can focus here. Working on it. Okay. Well, there it is. Welds aren't perfect, but they're gonna hold. So the trans cross member is gonna sit right there, go all the way across, right to this side where we'll box this side in. So it's coming along.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Slowly but surely.
Yeah. Almost there.
Almost there. So we probably got a few more hours of sunlight, so we'll work until it gets dark. But I think once that's done, which as far as just kind of reinforcing some of the welds, how's the motor mounts? Are we doing something with those, or?
I think we'll put maybe one more triangle here. Where are they at? Where are those triangles at? Let's see.
Triangles. So these are the little triangles he got from M&K, already pre-fabbed up and ready to go.
I think maybe just for fun, we'll put one here and then one over here. Just to stiffen this up, because we're not the best welders, and there's going to be a lot of two-stepping and
you're gonna be a little rowdy, so
yeah,
why not?
I'm not going to treat this thing nice.
Yeah, we're gonna beat this thing up, so.
I think we'll do something like that, just enough to stiffen it up to make sure that we don't rip our welds apart when we're doing burnouts and two-stepping.
There we go.
Maybe turboing.
So that's in. So we're gonna go ahead and throw the motor mounts in.
Yeah.
Or the plates. We got everything on the motor over here. The tranny's mounted. Got the front assembly, the water pump, pulleys. I think everything that we can probably get on this is on it for now. So we're gonna slam this back in real quick. Probably take another 20 minutes.
Yeah, it won't take too long.
Yeah, because we still got a little daylight left. So
make sure you show off the Meteor.
Oh yeah, don't forget to check out my Meteor. Got some new tires. Got sponsored by Milestar Tires. Thank you very much. Give them a follow. Check out their products. So there's more to come with this. There's another video coming, I think, pretty soon about it. So anyway, but let's stay focused on this Jeep and get this thing done so it's moving. Alright, so it's been a long day, but we got a lot of stuff done. It's finally in for the last time. I think, oh, did I say that, Blake?
Hopefully it's true.
We'll see, it might come out again. Anyway, the garage is an absolute mess, but we'll get that all cleaned up. You can see we're running out of daylight here, but it's finally in. Just tightening up the motor mounts. But she is in. I don't know what's next. We got wiring. We've got.
I think
the Holley EFI,
But I think the next big step would be to put the grill on.
the
Check our
grill,
clearance with the Griffin radiator.
and our brand new sponsored Griffin radiator. Thank you very
The thing
much.
is so bad.
Yeah,
So
it's actually sitting back over there in the corner.
hanging out in the box for now.
Yeah,
Staying safe, keeping the fins healthy,
yeah.
and then we'll plug everything in. And after that, I think the biggest thing to do is hook up all the radiator hoses and
Yeah.
wire this thing up, and it'll fire.
But for now,
Sleep.
that's it, guys. We're done. I'm gonna wash up. Hope you enjoyed our shenanigans today. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you on the next episode.